for problem set lesson 5, I want to read the directions, talk about it, and then I'm going to have you work on these independently and we will check them. Okay? So, the directions say express as decimal numerals. What do you think that means? It's got to be a number form of some sort, because that's what we're doing. Aubrey? Well, okay, but what's the mathematical word for that? Word form? Uniform? Standard form. Okay? So, the word numerals is kind of there to mess you up. You're not going to be messed up. This is standard form. Are they decimals, like Aubrey said? Yes. Are they numbers? Yes. Okay? So, 4 thousandths, all they did was write it as standard form. Okay? So, I want you to practice B through H by yourself. Now, here's what I want you to look at. You're going to see things on here that we haven't practiced yet, but you can use what you already learned to figure out these new things. So, give it a try. All right? Okay, let's go ahead and look at B. Now I'm going to pull sticks. Katie, 24 thousandths. Tell me what to write for standard form. Okay, put your pencils down, please. Good. 0.024. How do you say that number, boys and girls?
24,000.
Okay, the next one, 1 and 324 thousandths. Should you have your pencil in your hand? Oh, I guess if you're fixing a mistake on that one, yes. Okay, Jaden, I pulled your stick. Tell me what to write. 1.324. What is that number? Rustin, you don't want to be reading while we're checking the answers. What is this number, boys and girls?
1,324,000.
Did anybody wish it was 1, 2, 3, 4? I did. Okay, 608 thousandths. What do I want you to be doing right now? Cooper, tell me what to write.
0.608.
You're correct. 608 thousandths. E. Jesus.
6 and 8 thousandths.
Okay, well that says 608 thousandths. So let's do what we did before. Put the decimal on there. Okay. What number is before the decimal?
600.
600. What is after the decimal, or after the word and? 8 thousandths. So the 8 goes in the thousandths place. What do I fill in with?
0.
There's 608 thousandths. Okay, F. Brian, I pulled your stick. Now this is a little different. How do you think you say this number for F?
46,000.
I agree. Do you agree? Everybody say that number.
46,000.
46 thousandths. Tell me what to write, Brian.
0.046.
Awesome. Now you want to know what? So far today, this is the first class that have figured out E and B and not accidentally said 0.24 or 0.46. So good job. You'll have to put the book down, and if you can't follow my directions and I catch you doing that again, I'm going to mark your card. And there you are ruining my video. Yaneli, what do you think on G? How would you say that number first of all? There isn't a word and there, but I really think we could add Why do you think we could add one? It's Caden's answer from earlier. Do you see a whole number? Should we put the word and after a whole number?
Yes.
Okay, so Yaneli, tell me how to say this number right here.
3 and 946,000.
Awesome, 3 and 946 thousandths. So I'm guessing she wrote this. How are we doing? Did you get it?
Yes.
So you're able to take what you just learned and change it, like on the same day you learned it. That's very good. Okay, again, I see a whole number and a fraction. So I'm going to pull a stick, and that is Amy. Amy, how do I write this number?
200 and 904.
And what place value is the 4 in?
1,000.
Thousands. Okay, now, raise your hand if you're done writing word form for those next 3. Is everyone finished?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna take this off. I want you to write it and then look up here and check yours. Don't copy mine down. Write it first, then look up and check. Make sure you've got capital letters in the right place. You're gonna love it. Okay, you're gonna love number 3, but I'm changing it just a little bit, so give us like 1 more minute. On number 3, I'm changing the directions just a little bit, okay? It said to write decimal or fraction expanded form, and I'd like to do both of them.
I don't think it's
So go on to the back of the page, and you should see this number. What is that number?
249,000.
Okay, now the directions say to put it on a place value chart. I have a really easy way to make a place value chart. I want you to put it all the way to the right of your page, and don't make it too huge, because we will keep adding to it for the rest of this page when we need a place value chart. So I don't probably need them to go all the way down, but you can make your lines probably this long, because we will keep adding numbers to it. And I want you to draw that quickly so we don't waste any more time on this recording. All right, so the directions say to write 249 thousandths on a place value chart. Tell me where to write that to.
In the tens.
In the tenths place. And then the 4 and the 9. Now when I write expanded form, here are my rules. I'm going to rewrite the number and put an equal sign after it. So do that first, please. Then I'm going to look at the 2 and figure out what place value it's in. What place value? Someone just told us, okay. So it'll be 2 times 1/10 and keep going from there. Now I want you to go ahead and write this and then check yours with mine before you go on to decimal. So then you will put the 4 in parentheses. Fernando, what place value is it in?
100.
Good. And then the 9 is in what place value?
Thousands.
So go ahead and check yours with mine. Then underneath it, I want you to write decimal expanded form. So the only thing I change is what, boys and girls? Say the fractions, Mrs. Lewis.
The fractions.
What's the only thing I change, boys and girls?
The
The fractions! The fractions change to decimals. And you're right, the zeros move. Then you just copy everything else down. Okay, guess what I want you to do for C? The same thing, try it on your own, and then we will check it together. Double check your answers with mine. So you're going to check to make sure you put 57 and 281 thousandths on the place value chart. Did everyone remember to do that?
I did it.
Okay. And then that you wrote them correctly in fraction and decimal expanded form. Now, you know me, I like technology, right? Sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see if it works for me today. Ugh. It's not going to work for me, so I have to rewrite my place value chart. That's okay. Because I want to be sure of my answer. You don't have to rewrite yours. You still have yours that you can see, don't you? I'll rewrite this while everyone is finishing. Cooper, how far do I need to go up on place value? Just 1,000? Thousands place? Okay. All right. So let's take a look at, remember, faster is not always better. Accuracy is what I'm looking for. Accuracy, children. Okay, so the first thing I like to do on this gibberish is get it organized. What am I doing to organize all this? Parentheses. So get those on there first, please. Remember, I'm teaching you a strategy. Even though you could probably do it without organizing it, I'm asking you to organize it. And have I told you that your first test will have these kinds of questions on it?
No.
And it is right before lesson 8.
Okay.
So it could be as soon as next week. I really need you to focus. Okay, so a 7 in what place value?
In the
Tens. Tens. A 4 in the ones place value. Then what do I have? A 6 in the tenths. 9 in the hundredths. 2 in the... Okay. Write that number down. And we're done with that. We're done with 4A. Now, it does get more complicated. Does anyone know why it gets more complicated? You know why it gets more complicated? Well, let's look at the next one and see. So first of all, organize the gibberish. Your parents are going to look at your math and be very impressed, I think. Then I'm going to take a look at the place value of the 5. So put the 5 in what place value? Hundreds. The next place value mentioned is the tens. What will I put in that place value?
3.
Remember, I'm teaching you a strategy. Please don't work at it. Okay, the next one, what place value?
8.
Goes in what place value? Tenths. And a 9 in the... Okay, take a look at that. I have to fill in with zeros. So Cooper, check B with hours. Even though it says the place value chart is optional, I think you can get yourself into trouble if you don't really look carefully. So what is this number, boys and girls?
530 and
I love it! Okay, I'm just telling you.
You only beat me because I flipped everything.
Well,
I did it in the decimal form instead.
okay. Well, it does say write a decimal, but that means standard form. Okay? So let's take a look at the next one.
So I have it.
Parentheses, please. I want you to follow along with me on C.
I already have C done.
Okay, so make sure you did it right. A 4 in what place value?
The thousand.
What?
Thousand.
A 2 in the hundreds.
7 in the ones. And the 3 in the hundred.
Good.
4 in the 1,000.
So what am I filling in with here?
Zeros.
Okay, let's see what number this is.
4,000.
Okay, say that number, boys and girls, together. Together.
4,000.
Try that again. That was quite
4,234,000.
Awesome.